Well, I don't know if that's really called funny or not. I'm at the Georgia-Florida line, so not the music group, but anyhow. This one is a good one. Radiator cooling systems for Florida Light and Power. So we're going to Fort Pierce out of South Carolina, and I'm here to tell you, good payer. I'm not complaining. That's the only reason I go to Florida. So they wanted originally, because they're all radiators, and you can see fingers stuck down there, you don't want to crush anything. They give you boards put across there. And what I did was put my straps on the other side, folded it over the 2x6, and pushed it through to this side, and then pulled the strap through. Made it super easy. But the thing was is that they only wanted to give me 2 boards, and I had to request an extra because I wanted to have, you know, X amount of securement devices per footage, and that's just me. That's kind of like how the rules work. So sometimes you have to ask for stuff like that, and it seemed to work. So this one is a little bit a taller unit here, or the stack, and this one's a bunch of singles. So here now you can see what's going on. You see how easy it was to push when you fold the strap over and just push it through. It's super easy. But no straps up top. Can't do it. Everything is, you know, on their own 4x4 setups, and these were nailed to it. And because I have a 41-foot deck, they expected it to hang over a lot more than it did. They were thinking 38 foot, like for a 48-foot flat. But I did make it. Barely. You can see there is some hangover, but at least the 4x was on the trailer. They put an extra one here just to make sure, and it's tight, so it's good. So I'm going to take another look, and you can see everything is fine and mofo dandy. You know, I'm not complaining. I like it. I just wanted to stop here, get my 30-minute break in. I'll be rolling to the truck stop early in the day to get parking for my delivery tomorrow morning on Saturday. So these are all expedite. They need them, and they were paying spot market a little bit better price. So I can't reveal it. It's just the way it is. I never do, but the thing is that it's good. I'm not complaining. So it helps a lot. But just so you guys can see them, and there's 3 of them. They told me they were 156 inches apiece. And they did stagger them, as you can see, so they could kind of get everything, you know, in and meshed the closest they could get. They couldn't gain much extra, and they're right. I could hear the board squeaking up against the step when he was loading the other one, and they knew exactly what they're doing. They're very good at what they're doing. I didn't have to really help that much, so everything was just fine. I did add a couple winches back to the section. I had all that removed in the back, so I just took a couple off, put one there in the section that I have to remove if I do my spread axle. But it's Florida, so we can't run spread axle, you know, for the whole length of the state and stuff like that. So it's all good, and one right at the rear. It worked out perfectly. Even though my trailer's screwy, it was fine. So had all my lumber and tarps on the bottom, and when we got to looking at measuring, ended up moving everything back up to its old place. Now, I did have a problem with one of my lights. The thing is, it's just the darn light bulb kept just flickering on and off, or you bump it, tap it. Well, everything is plastic in there, and it's kind of spring-loaded. So you're actually able to take and undo it and remove the contacts, sand them off, which I have carry emery paper with me, you know, and I cleaned all it up, put it back together, and got it to work perfect. There was nothing wrong with the overall fixture. It just needed a little bit of finagling with it. So I got that to work. I didn't have any more problem. I just noticed it and was like, ah, geez. So I got truck wash because I did 3 gravel yards in a row, and I'm pretty sure I shot the video on that stuff so you guys could see what was going on. And I did a shot at the stop so you could see how I rechained and redid everything. But it was just all slurry all over the truck, everywhere, top to bottom. I was covered because they had water going everywhere to try and wash your tires out before you leave, but it made a slurry. Plus there was mud puddles from rain. So I got all that done. I was all happy. Everything works, passes, VI, vehicle inspection. So, and I got this one, almost had it that same night, and they waited too long, and then finally, there was no contact, and I said, I'll load them tomorrow and deliver whenever, and they called and made the arrangement. So I was able to get the load. So people that book your own stuff, be persistent, make your offer, be able to work, any day. We all do anyhow, so it didn't make a shit, right? So I didn't care if I had to deliver on Saturday for the money that they were paying. Everything was fine and dandy. So that's about it. I mean, I'm just doing my break so I can have it all done, to mess with it, not to worry about it. It's pretty squared away. I think you guys got the gist of the story on this one. I'm not super tight because it's radiator, and I did choke up on my bar when I tightened, and I did it one-handed. So it's tight, but my hand was only about this far back on the bar. I wasn't way out on the end reaping it with my body weight. That doesn't work. Can't do that with this shit, or you'll be buying it. So other than that, I don't think anything I could teach on this one. It's going to be fairly straightforward. Anybody would be able to load it. Just know that you saw the length of it, so if you go into places like this, in the 156-inch piece, if you have a 48-foot flat with like a 38 bottom, you're going to have a couple foot overhang, a couple 3 feet. So they'll be able to take care of it with a 4x4, and it'll probably be up in the wood strip. My suggestion would be 2 nails in that particular case, just as safety, and that's just me. But because it's inside of the pallet, I didn't feel it was needed, and it's tight. So all good. Well, I guess that's it. We'll see what the hell happens next week, but things are getting a little better. See you on the road.